Hello everyone and welcome back to Do We Know Them? I'm Lily Marston and this is Jessi Smiles and we have made it to episode 28.
Barely.
Well, I was like a mid-sip there. Well, I mean, we're here, but Jessi might be a little under the weather.
Yeah, this is my second under the weather episode. I think our second ever episode I had COVID. And now I have the flu.
Oh, yeah.
And unfortunately, you know, my kid goes to preschool and he got...
Brings home all the germs.
Oh, their kids are so gross. They really just fucking are. But I'm here and I'm sorry if my voice annoys you, but I swapped out my drink for some tea and hopefully that will help me. Lily's loyal.
I'm still drinking my Truly, so, you know.
Truly, you have sponsored Lily before. You can do it again. Come on, help a bitch out.
By the way, guys, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. It is January 1st, right? I'm like, what month
I don't know.
does
We're
the year start
filming,
on?
we're in the past, you're in the future, so it's kind of hard for us to figure out. But yes, for you guys, it is 2023.
Which is fucking insane.
It's very confusing. I don't think I like it.
2022 passed so quickly, and I don't even remember not a single thing that happened. What happened in 2022?
We started a podcast.
I was just about to say, bitch. Yes, we started this podcast. Hopefully we go well into 2023 and beyond. But Happy New Year. And do you guys have any New Year's resolutions? I sure don't. What about you?
I feel like I shouldn't share them because then I'll be held to them. But, you know.
Oh, yeah. Accountability. Hater.
Anyway, what are we discussing today?
Today is a bit ridiculous.
A lot of TikTok drama today.
Honestly, I don't know if it's just because I consume TikTok like all day, every day. And I literally fall asleep to people scratching lottery tickets. But
What?
I don't know if it's that or what, but it's my favorite kind of drama to cover. It's so interesting to me.
It's always just really messy.
It is because God, TikTok is like, you know, back in the day, witch hunts, you know, burn steak at the witch. That's TikTok. And Twitter too.
Burn witches at the stake.
What did I say?
Burn steaks at the witch.
I'm not feeling good.
It's fine. It was close.
Yeah, so that's what TikTok and Twitter are to me. They're just like a place for the townspeople to gather and just like ridicule. And it's so awesome.
One, also the people usually at the center of the dramas going on aren't usually used to navigating dramas, so they don't do it the best way.
Well, yeah, and I think we've mentioned this before, but like people blow up so easily on TikTok.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of years to understand how to ignore like horrible things being said to you.
Yes.
Like you have to just like callous over your wounds to be able to handle it.
And then also when a lot of the TikTok things end up being like businesses as well, it's not just someone being like a personality. There's like definitely other factors at play.
Yeah.
So should we start with the pickle one?
Yeah, we should. But really quickly, I just want to bring up, I was on Twitter yesterday and I saw that everybody was joking about how we disappear in our episodes. I just want to thank you guys because when I'm stressing because an episode's finished, it's finally up, I'm looking at it, we're disappeared. Like we just go into the abyss. I'm like, no, but you guys, you know, you joke about it, you find it funny, and I really appreciate that. I just want to say thank you for being the best audience ever and forgiving us for disappearing.
And I know exactly what it is.
What is
it's
it?
Because when I'm applying the graphics and everything, I need everything to be in the same track, and they never are. So I'm always having to move them, and then I'll like have everything in the same, and then it'll be like 1 5-second clip that isn't. So that doesn't get the same effects as everything else does.
Just nobody
So it just
there.
disappears.
I love it very much, and I just wanted to take that second to say thank you guys for finding humor in something that was stressing me out. But then I was like, oh, it is funny that we just disappear mid-sentence. Come on.
Well, again, and if it was ever for like, if it was like for 3 minutes straight or something, I would definitely re-export it. But the export takes like at least an hour, and then the upload takes at least an hour. So I'm like, do you want the episode now, or do you want us to go away for 5
My brother
seconds?
has this saying, and it's so true. He says, done is better than perfect.
Exactly.
So cheers. Anyway, to the pickles we go. So
Pickles.
It's been a while
Makes me want one.
since I know. No, actually, I have a sore
Not
throat.
one of hers.
I don't want a pickle. Okay, here's the thing. Pink Sauce should have taught every single food entrepreneur on TikTok what not to do.
Well, you could say that, but honestly, I feel like these food entrepreneurs should know this before TikTok. Like, TikTok ruining someone else's business shouldn't have to happen for you to know what like the food laws are.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, I My mom has a small business, right? Not food. She does candles.
Candles.
Yeah. So I have shouted her out a few times on my makeup channel, specifically La Luna Glow Candles. And when I shouted her out for like the first 2 times on my makeup channel, shit just blew up. Like she would just get hundreds of orders. And when I say small business, I mean, it's like her. Like, it's just her doing the candles. Like, that's
She
it.
now has to make hundreds of candles.
Yeah, so I would, like, stay at her house for, like, a week helping her, like, do the candles, package them. Like, we were stressed the fuck out.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
It's too damn bad. Literally, that was us. But my mom, you know, she goes from getting 1 order every 4 days or, like, once a week, maybe, to...
To hundreds a day.
Yeah. So, like, I understand that it must be... I mean, it's so exciting. Like, we would literally cry and check. Every order would ring and we'd be like, oh my God, another one. Like, it was like amazing, but extremely stressful. Now throw food into that.
It's not, I was gonna say, that's not edible though. So she doesn't have to abide by the same kind of
But that's what makes it so much harder. So let me just get to the preface of this. Now, what's funny about this is this was one of the dramas that I got from the beginning to the end served to me on my For You page. So I got it from the moment where everyone loved her for her pickles to when everyone hated her.
So you've seen the entire arc play out.
I saw it all. I saw every second of it.
What's her name? Because I haven't really, you've just kind of briefly told me about it.
So her name on TikTok is Pickle Me Everything. And she just, I know. So she doesn't just do like pickles. She pickles vegetables. So like cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, things like you really wouldn't think would taste even remotely okay in a jar. She would do that. It's not a new business, contrary to like what everyone's like thinking. She's been selling pickles for over a year.
So it's kind of like your mom's thing where it's
Exactly.
like randomly she blew up from something, but she had been doing consistent business.
Yes, but that's how a lot of people are on TikTok. Like you just keep doing something, then one video will randomly hit. Do you know about Keith Lee on TikTok?
Oh, yes.
He is a professional fighter, I think like MMA fighter. You didn't know that?
That's news to me.
Yeah, so he's a professional fighter. I used to see his videos on my For You page all the time when he would be like cooking for his wife and his daughter and all that stuff. And then he recently got into the whole food review thing, which is now what's blowing up for him.
I had zero clue he had any kind of identity.
Oh, yeah.
Before this food review thing. Because the food reviews specifically, that they definitely don't play into the fact that he's a fighter or anything. The reason they have gone viral is because he delivers them in a very specific, awkward way. When I saw them, they're not like, oh my God, I need to know. Like, I wasn't obsessed with them. I feel like they're a little weird, but that's like what blew him up in the food review space, it feels like, is the way in which he gives them.
Well, if you had kind of seen from the beginning, so again, he has like other stuff going on, but he would do little things. Like I understand why people trust him so much and people respond so well to his food reviews. Cause I remember one video in specific, he had gone to an Evian, cause Evian launched like sparkling water. So they did like a party and he vlogged the whole thing and it was like awful. And he said the water was disgusting. And like, he just was so honest. And that video blew up and Evian was like, I'm so sorry you got like treated badly at the party and all this sort of stuff. So
so that's interesting.
Yeah, he's known for being very honest, which people really appreciate. And so when he sits down on his kid's little Paw Patrol chair and he's like, here's this meal, this is how much it costs. I'm going to rate it honestly, whether someone gave him free food or not, he's going to tell you if it sucks or doesn't.
And it's very like bare minimum, bare bones, kind of like, this is what I got, this is what I'm eating, and this is blah, blah, blah. Like, he doesn't share a whole lot of other side info at the same time.
Yeah, he doesn't beat around the bush. He's like, this is why I don't like it or whatever. So on my For You page, just I think it was like a week ago now, I get a video of Keith trying Pickle Me Everything's pickles. I believe I'm not sure if he paid for it or it was sent. I know she knew that it was him. I mean, I think he might have paid for it, but like they included a bunch of other stuff. The one thing that pisses me off is I couldn't find the original video of his because he deleted it. Yeah.
I never saw this one specifically, but I have seen a few others that he's done relatively recently where he's definitely trying to promote small businesses.
That's what he did.
I don't think necessarily like only TikTok ones, but he's very much like, I wanted to find out if this company was not doing well because people just hadn't tried it, or if it was the service or the food, or people just don't know about it. Like that's kind of his new little shtick, it seems like.
Yeah, so he did the same thing for the Pickle Me Everything girl. He didn't give it like a 10 out of 10 or anything. He's like, it's pickled vegetables, but if you like pickles, you're gonna love it. Like I saw that on my For You page. Well, then, color me surprised when I was scrolling the other day, and I see another video from Keith. Let me see if I can find it really quick, because we have to watch that. Well, actually, before we watch that, I have to show you what he saw that then led him to make this video that we're going to watch.
Oh, yeah.
So there is a lady on TikTok. Her name is Food Science Babe, and she like the name implies, she shares the food science about a lot of things. And she was talking about the issue with this little pickle project that this lady had going on.
If it comes minor leaking, it is hand sealed, not pressure cooked, no can, nothing involved.
All right, so this person is selling pickled vegetables off of TikTok, off of their Etsy shop. There are accounts with millions of followers that have been promoting her products. And not only is she clearly not canning them correctly, but pickled and canned foods are actually not even allowed under cottage law in California. Oh. There is a risk of botulism with these foods, therefore it is not allowed. Unfortunately, she is blocking and deleting comments from anybody telling her that it's not legal and letting her know that this is a food safety risk. So on top of the fact that it's not even allowed under the cottage food operations in California, which is where she's operating out of. Clearly, you can see in that clip, she's not canning it properly either, but even if she was, it's still not allowed. She is deleting comments and blocking people that are just merely telling her that it's not legal and telling her that it's not safe. So I just want to make people aware. I'm seeing comments of pregnant people buying this stuff. You guys don't consume this stuff. It's not worth it.
Come on.
I don't understand the concept of like, I'm just gonna delete all the comments that say it's illegal. Like, what do you think is gonna happen?
Now I want to jump to Keith's video because he kind of talks about how many orders he thinks, like he did calculations or something, how many orders he thinks that he probably got this lady. And I understand the overwhelm that comes with that and the feeling of like, I don't want to lose that. Like, I can't have these people saying these things about my business. But when it comes to people's health, when you're selling food, you know that you're putting people's health like in your hands. Like if you fuck up something like pickling and you give someone botulism, they could die. So you can't let your ego get in the way of this type of shit.
Well, and they're not, it has nothing to do with you. Like, it shouldn't affect your ego. It's not you. Oh
but it is, right? So like if someone tells my mom like your candles smell like diarrhea, my mom will have like a horrible week.
Yeah, but that's like a personal preference. It's not like a...
I guess, yeah.
Like, this is illegal.
I'm disgusted. I'm not only disgusted, I'm upset and I'm disappointed. Let's talk about it. For those that are unaware, I was sent some pickled vegetables the other day. I tried them. I made a video about them. It came to my attention that those pickled vegetables were sealed improperly and can cause damage, sickness, botulism, very, very serious illness. Cancel your order if you made your order. I don't want my message to be misconstrued or misunderstood. Cancel your order. My video has been taken down because I don't stand for that. I don't like how it's handled. She was ignoring comments. She was ignoring people trying to educate her. It's one thing to be ignorant, because as humans, we gonna be ignorant. But once somebody gives you the opportunity to be educated, as a responsible person and business owner, as a responsible human, you should take the knowledge and take the education that people are giving you, especially when it comes to harming people. Those pickled vegetables were sent to me and my family, and then sent out to y'all. I don't like that. I want to take this time to say I take full accountability, and I apologize for not doing more research like I usually do. I usually do a lot of research into small companies. I can admit I had no idea even to look into those safety precautions, and for that, I apologize. I was ignorant, I'm accepting that I was ignorant, and I will learn from it. I will take accountability, full accountability. I will look deeper into these small companies that I work with. I don't like that at all. I got on the phone with the lady personally myself, told her exactly what I'm telling y'all. I told her I'm gonna make this video. I told her I'm gonna denounce it. I don't stand for that. She reposted my video, I told her to take it down. Now we in this situation. If you haven't received your order, cancel it. If you got your order, don't eat it. That's how I stand on that. That's not cool to me at all. You got to be honest with people. You got to be upfront. You got to be honest with yourself. I'm coming back. You got to be honest with yourself. If you making stuff, especially if you sending it out as a business owner, take criticism. You can be harming people. That is not cool to me at all. At all. I don't like it.
I'm not trying to come for Keith. I get that people don't know that there's food laws that you have to abide by, but isn't that kind of insane to you? Like, I don't tout myself as someone that, like, knows the laws and stuff, but, like, if someone's making a bunch of shit in their kitchen for a bunch of people, they're not crossing all their T's and dotting all the I's. Like, doesn't that seem kind of obvious to you?
Here's the thing. I personally have ordered multiple food items under cottage laws. Well, and I actually ordered my daughter's birthday cake from a local baker who, when you get the cake, has a big ass sticker on it that says under cottage food law. Basically, she makes it in her house. Now, for me, this is very similar to the spicy bowls. Do you remember the spicy bowls?
No.
Picture red fucking mucus with like floating hard-boiled eggs, and they were sending it with no ice in the standard mail in like July, and people were tearing those shits up. You're gonna tell me you didn't almost die from eating that? Like there needs to be certain dishes that like turn your head. And me personally, I was a little grossed out when I saw the pickle jar, like when he was taking out Brussels sprouts and stuff. Like it didn't look nice.
It just feels like you should kind of automatically be a little skeptical. Not in an unfair way, but I don't know. I feel like it's strange to me that's like, I didn't know that there were laws about that. I didn't think to even, like, well, really?
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, he's reviewing so many places. So I'm like, he was just doing it to try to help out someone. And I'm glad that he recognizes, like, maybe I should be more careful in the future, especially with, like, brands that ship in the mail like that. So he wasn't the only big creator that promoted Pickle Me Everything. Do you know Mama Tot?
I don't, but is it that lady?
Yep.
In the left, I've seen her before.
Yeah, so she's known, I believe, as Shoe Lover 99 or something like that on TikTok, and she's a sweet lady. Basically, she was also promoting the pickles, and we don't have to sit through every person saying the same thing, but she also said the same thing, essentially, like, I'm so sorry, like, to anybody who ate that, like, I shouldn't have promoted it. Then there's another lady named Auntie Amanda, or Aunt Amanda. This lady was a friend of hers, and I do want to pull that one up, because that's kind of bizarre to me.
I'm so disappointed. And I hate that I have to make this video because Pickle Me Everything Amy is a good friend of mine. And I've been promoting her company for a little over a year and a half now under the impression that everything was legal and that she had licenses for everything. And I take full accountability for not doing my own research. I put my faith in just believing what was said right away. You know, time and time again, it was always said that, you know, you guys, I have licenses for all these things, and then it turns out she doesn't. I'm so sorry. I am. I'm so sorry.
I do feel like that's a little bit different because if she's saying that she has everything in place and it's her friend, like believing her, I think is one thing.
Right.
I think it's the people that automatically assume she has everything in place. And like the pink sauce lady literally didn't even know what the FDA was.
Right. So I do want to see if I can find the clip. So Amanda is correct because the Pickle Me Everything lady has also done this publicly. She has said, I have a canning license, which you have to have. The whole issue comes from like, you know, when you can something, you're not supposed to like be able to pop the top, like kind of like press it in and out. It means it has like a bad
like
seal.
there's always like, if the thing is popped, then don't.
Yeah, there's like a saying.
Yeah.
So a lot of people would have that issue. Then also the cans would be like leaking. And then she would tell people, she would advise her customers, hey, if you have like a leaking liquid coming out, just refill it with water and that should like make it better type of thing. And then she told people, I hand seal it, which you cannot hand seal a can and have it have a good seal. Like that doesn't seal it. It just closes it.
There's a TikTok playing that's a caption. It's going, you cannot hand seal a can.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So I want to see if I could find her saying that. Hold on.
Hi, Pickle friends and family. Happy holidays to all.
That's her slogan. Hi, Pickle friends and family.
Oh.
Guys, I just wanted to say thank you so much for all the love and support. It's been an amazing end of the year with all the orders and the love and the followers. With that said, guys, please make sure you're reading what you're purchasing on Etsy. All my items are hand sealed, hand done. It does come minor leaking. That's because it's hand done, all organic, no GMO, no artificial flavors, no preservatives. Also, guys, when you do receive your order, if you like it, leave an Etsy review. And if you can, please tag me into TikTok videos. You don't have to show your face. You could just tag the product you got. Anything helps if you tag and share. I hope you guys enjoy everything I made for you guys. I got all orders out.
First of all, a little ironic that she's very quick to be like, oh, leave me a positive review. But then when people leave negative ones, then she deletes them.
Okay, hold on. Then there's this.
Hi to all my followers and friends. Hello, Pickled friends and family. Guys, everyone, I've seen what's going on. I have the food license. I have the can license. Guys, just give me some time to put everything together as a video and show you guys all the proof and all the facts before you blow things out of proportion, before you don't know things. So please, private message me if you have a concern or if you're not happy the way I did something. But let me have a second to post everything, to show you guys everything then you guys can assume yourselves what you want after that. With that said, there's no orders being processed at this time. All orders are being starting to process on Monday when I show you guys all the proof, the facts. So if you are placing an order, I appreciate it, but just keep in mind no one's getting their order anytime soon. All orders are being on hold until I prove you guys everything.
Okay, slay. So now keep that in mind, everything we just heard, because that's going to make this one make no sense.
Oh, good.
So she issued a public apology.
First and most, guys, I want to apologize to everyone. I'm so sorry for all of this. It just happened so fast. I was a small business. It blew up overnight. I want to thank Food Science Babe for bringing awareness to teach me things that I didn't know about this food canning license, about a lot of things. With that said, guys, I am refunding everyone's orders. I truly apologize. I'm working on getting my commercial kitchen. I've had it since Monday. I'm working on getting all the license, the permits, whatever it is that I need to get done to get this properly done. If you want to cancel your order, I understand, no problem.
So she just said right now that she's working on getting all her licenses. But in the last one, she's like, you guys need to stop before you keep talking about things you don't know. I have all my licenses. I'm going to prove it. So my whole mindset is she panicked. She thought, I'm going to get the licenses super quick and then like show them or like something
It's like a
like
Deaf
that.
Noodles situation.
Literally, it literally is. And then she couldn't do it. And then she had to swallow her pride and finally be backed into a corner enough.
Even in this, though, she's saying that she'll give refunds, but then the next sentence, she goes, if you want to cancel your order.
I caught that too. And I was like, huh? Like, my question is she going to refund and then give everyone pickles anyway?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Like, I don't know. I just feel like, have we not learned enough from like the Karamo show, pink sauce? I mean, come on, literally, like, girl, were you not here on the internet for the last 5 months when pink sauce was plastered everywhere? You're selling food and you're selling pickled, fermented food.
I'm like, I'm not a food expert and would never claim to be anything remotely resembling a food expert. But even I'm like, no, I feel like there's laws. Like, you can't just make a bunch of stuff in your kitchen and be like, it's fine, here you go.
Yeah, and also it's just the nature of the food and the whole botulism thing. It's not just like you're going to get a bad, food item and get diarrhea. Like, you could die.
No.
And I'm glad that the creators that blew her up, kind of retracted that and all that stuff. But I feel like this is going to hurt, like, maybe not. Maybe people forget quickly. But I feel like this is going to hurt, like, future food entrepreneurs on TikTok. And maybe it should, Loki.
I think if it does, that sucks for people that maybe were launching their business, but at the same time, it shouldn't affect those that are going through the proper channels to make sure that they have all the licenses and stuff. You don't just like do it until you're suddenly big one day and you're like, I'll just take care of it when the time comes. Like, no, the time has come. You are selling this to people and you need to make sure it's okay now, even if you have 2 customers. And then definitely when you have like thousands of customers, like,
I don't think she understands it's not just like annoying like bureaucracy where you just need to have a bunch of paperwork. Like, this is literally someone could have died and the liability on it would be insane.
But that's exactly how the pink sauce thing felt. It felt like she was like, everyone else was being annoying and like, what's the FDA? Like, no, there's a reason those things are in place. I understand not being totally aware, but like, not really when that's your fucking business that you're starting. Like, maybe you do a little research first.
It's like Keith said, and I can kind of really agree with it, where you don't need to be punished for being ignorant, but you should be held accountable when you are willfully ignorant at a certain point. So like when people are trying to teach you and you're blocking because of your ego and you don't want to admit that like the thing you worked really hard on is going south.
And do what you even were implying that she seems like she's doing, is trying to kind of like cover it up and retroactively like fix the stuff so people don't get mad. And it's like, actually, no, like you can't just like go back and fix your mistakes. It's food. You needed to fix it before it went out.
Not everybody is just trying to drag this woman, but from what I heard, she got like thousands of orders from like Keith and, Mama Tot and all that stuff. And I feel like there's a lot of people who were going to rally and support her. And she just blew it. Like, there was a lot of ways to handle the situation. To like, yeah, you might lose those initial orders. You might have to say, hey, I have to cancel orders and do this right. Like, I didn't know. But in the long run, your name is still out there. And you just need to, like, she could have salvaged it. Now she's fucked. Like, I feel like, who the fuck is going to buy
Doing that little
pickles?
in-between story to try and, like, clean it up and make it so she didn't get in trouble fucked everything else up.
Yeah, 100%. And there's a difference, right? Like, I see this with Jaclyn Hill too all the time. You remember Lipstick Gate? How could we forget?
With like the fuzzy, the
Oh
hairs
my God,
and
what a
stuff
time
and
to be on the internet. That was like, everyone was going absolutely fucking feral with microscopes and shit, pretending to be scientists, looking at their lipsticks, and they had like mold and random shit. Anyway, there were so many people that were upset with that. And then when Jaclyn initially like addressed it, she was extremely apologetic, saying she was like so embarrassed, whatever. Then as the years went on, she has gone on to progressively like make fun of it. I remember she dressed up in Halloween, like all in canceled attire. And recently on her Instagram stories, she like basically gaslighted the shit out of everyone and was like either saying that like people were like overreacting because of some fuzzies, like she called it, or something like that. Like it was
some fuzzy. It's like some mold in your lip gloss, actually.
And I remember the metal shards that were like scratching people's lips. Like it was oh yeah. There was like poking things.
We should do a deep dive on that one day.
We should. I'm so sad we didn't have this podcast during that time.
Didn't she kind of try and separate herself from the brand? Like, she didn't make it. So, like, it wasn't her fault. It's like, well, bitch, I didn't think you were sitting there in the lab mixing the lip stuff, but still yours.
There's nothing you can do that's worse as a business owner than spit in the face of your customers and be like, ha ha ha, fucking idiots. Like, why did you even care?
You and I talk about that all the time, not even with just food or like makeup products. In general, spitting in the face of your audience. Like, you need to accept some criticism. I get that not all criticism is going to be what you want to hear, but you have to like be aware of why you're getting it.
And I think, you know, this Pickle Me Everything lady in the rest of her apology, she does go on to say like, I didn't handle this properly and I should have handled it better. And that's fine, but that means a lot less when you're backed into a corner
and you've already tried to clean it up the first way and try and like
it just doesn't hit the same. It really doesn't. And the thing is too is like, I feel bad. I'm not saying she's like a bad lady or anything like that, and I wish her well, but I just think that, you know, a lot of business owners can learn from this, and people need to understand like accountability, or like when something goes wrong, it's not supposed to feel like really good. Like you're gonna feel like shit and it's gonna feel like, fuck, why do I have to deal with this? But like, we all have to just move and learn and grow, and that's gonna help you as a business owner. And it's gonna suck, just keep fucking pushing. But this is not the way to do it. So anybody else who's plans on bottling any jars or fluids, please, for the love of God, just learn from this.
I think just in general, maybe not everyone is cut out to be a food business owner. And if you don't want to deal with all of the extra things that you have to, like all the checks and balances you have to go through to make sure it's legal, maybe you should pick another product to sell.
Yeah, just make some pickles
Candles
for your
might
friends.
be better.
I don't know. I feel bad for her now that I'm saying all this, because like she does look like a nice lady, I guess.
And that's the thing though, but she looks like a nice lady that's doing it out of her home. And if she isn't able to take the step to make sure she's following all the codes and stuff, then you can't fucking sell food.
The most recent thing is that she did get a commercial kitchen area. And
wow.
you know,
Nice. And it has it's up to all the health codes and stuff.
yeah, the top comment says, I fear that you're setting up a large monetary loss here. Please consider that many people may not purchase now. Be careful. Good luck. And that's actually like a really fair comment, because I feel the same way. It's like, yes, you got all those orders, but like now you have a really negative cloud like over your business, and it might not be the time to make like a big purchase into a commercial kitchen. But then also, how else would she proceed if she didn't do this? It's just so fucked. I think she had to get this space just to fulfill orders.
Well, I don't know. And then also, back to her thing, it's like I thought she was refunding all the orders, but she didn't cancel them.
I know. I feel like this is a woman who probably like pickled things in her house. Her friends and family loved it, thought she was amazing, thought, you know, does the same thing everyone does. Like we all say like, oh my God, you should sell that. Or, oh my God, our family should have a reality show. We're so funny. Like everybody fucking says the same shit. Doesn't mean everyone should do it. Maybe just stay making pickles for your friends and family.
Or just like do a few quick Google searches first before you sell it. Because isn't there ways that it's not like she wasn't capable of following the things. Like she could have packaged it correctly.
Yeah, and
she just
also,
didn't.
you know, not a hate to her product, but it reminds me of those, you remember back in the day, like everyone used those jars and bottles with like liquid and like floating vegetables in them as decor.
No.
Oh, is that just me? Oh yeah, like this. It's giving that.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, my dad had them all over my house. I'm done with pickles. That was fun. Yay, round of applause.
Oh, round of applause for you, not for the pickles.
Okay, so next topic. Oh, I'm excited for this one.
What is it?
Why do you always forget the second topic by the time we get to it, bro?
I don't even know, because I feel like you have like an internal discussion in your head without discussing with me what our topics are.
Brittany Dawn.
Oh, well, I didn't know if that was number 2 or if it was... Yeah, you guys, I didn't even know the name Brittany Dawn before this morning, but wow. One article and I've learned a lot.
So, my good pal, Brittany Dawn. This all started...
You're like, let me get situated.
Yeah, it's honestly a journey. There's one part of it that I know is going to piss you off so bad. I'm excited. Okay, so Brittany Dawn, the first time I ever heard of her is she used to be a fitness instructor. I'm not sure how fitness heavy her content is now, but that's like what she used to focus on. She's very cookie cutter, blonde, fitness girl, you know what I mean? Like that type of thing. So she was selling these personalized fitness plans to her followers. And I forget exactly how much she was charging, but it was a pretty penny.
$300, I believe I saw in the article.
Shitballs. All right. Well, that is fucking ridiculous. But she would sell them for $300, I guess. And then she would promise that if you paid those $300, she would literally tailor an entire fitness plan to you with diet. You can consult with her. You can talk to her directly. Very amazing. It's giving
worth the
connections.
price.
It's giving connections part 2. Like, you have access to talk to me directly. But once people would pay that, she almost never would check up on them. She did not tailor them. Like, a lot of people had the same exact plans. Some didn't even get theirs. Like, it was just a fucking disaster. And long story short, she is currently being sued by the state of Texas because of this. Not a person, the entire damn state.
I guess enough people went and complained, because that was even, I think, why I took note of the 300, is because I think a lot of people kind of have to go to the state for this to be a actual huge thing. And she's now being sued by the state of Texas.
Yeah, so that's the first I ever heard of her. And she kind of like ran away from the internet, I feel. I was telling you this before we started filming. Like, I remember her just kind of disappearing. I could be wrong about that, but I do know that she was not nearly... Like, she came back and she is now a super religious Christian influencer, and she was not nearly like at all religious publicly or anything. So I told Lily, it's like when people go to prison and they become really religious, and then when they come back, she pulled one of those. Like, she got canceled, she came back religious.
I would love to have someone do like a deep dive into the influencer fuck up to Christian influencer pipeline. Like, how many of the Christian influencers are there because they like were canceled first?
Yes, absolutely. So that was an interesting twist, but that's how she came back. Very hardcore Christian, which whatever.
How's she doing now?
Well, there's more to get to before we get into now. This is the part that's going to really make you upset. So the second time I heard of her, I think it was like a year ago now. She was leaving her house, and I think she either left her dogs outside or her dogs escaped. It was one of the two. And one of her dogs got hit by a car. And instead of taking him to the vet, her partner got out of the car and shot their dog.
What?
Yeah, that actually happened. And I'm going to pull up the video because we have to watch it. Not the video of the dog being shot.
I don't want to see
No.
that.
No. It was her explaining it. I swear it's not that.
Jesus Christ.
Can you imagine?
I thought we had already gotten to the bad part of the story before you got to the bad part of the story.
No. She is insane.
This sounds like the one that not so long ago.
Yeah, who was that again? Fuck.
Influencer puts dog down. Oh, it's Nikki Phillippi.
Oh, Nikki Phillippi, that's right. So
did you know she used to work at Clever?
Oh my God. The only video is the Dad Challenge podcast, I think, that I can find of her.
But if you hurt a dog, I'm coming for you. Don't hurt dogs. Anyway, this is what happened here. So let's watch this real quick and snark on it.
This is probably going to be the shortest video that I've ever made on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to try to do it without breaking down completely.
You already broke down.
Yesterday, Jordan and I had to run to Lowe's. We had to run to Home Depot. We were just having to run some errands, and I left the pups out because usually they're fine as long as they are not out for throughout the night. And so they never get out. Like,
first of all, they're not cats.
Literally, that was just the thought crossing my mind, because we used to, growing up, we had a cat that was considered an outdoor cat because he would like to explore the neighborhood during the day, but he would literally like go to the neighbors' houses and come home, and we lived like not He was fine. But he lived to be like 19. But that's not how dogs are.
Big difference when my cat
outdoor dogs.
and my dog get out. When they both escape, my dog is literally, God bless him, love you, Hershey. He's so dumb. Like, he literally just like, I love him so much, but he doesn't know what's
Cats
happening.
are very intelligent.
They are. And like, Hershey is literally just like roaming around in a circle. Like, you're gonna get hit, dude. Jasmine is like, I got this.
Stay on the balcony because I'm concerned that he will jump off the balcony. A cat, you might be concerned for the same thing, but they would land.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never heard of letting pups out.
Leaving the pups out is that's the biggest bullshit I've ever heard. There's no such thing as like outdoor dogs.
At all.
For anyone that's, if you live in the country. No. Because obviously this is not like an in the country situation because the dogs got hit by a car.
The only people I know, well, and I actually don't know anyone that does this, but there are people that leave their dogs out in their backyard.
Yeah, this doesn't sound like a backyard scenario.
Remington goes adventuring, but
She's telling us that her dogs go adventuring. They're out in the public.
the road, running up to the road has never been an issue for them. And yesterday we came home
she's admitting it.
after we got the stuff we needed at Lowe's and turned to the corner onto our street, and I thought I saw Brody the closer we got to our driveway, but I was like, that's weird, like why would he be at no? And then I realized it was Brody, and
weird.
Okay, that's all you had to say.
I realized he wasn't moving and he wasn't standing, and
I'm angry.
so I jumped out of the truck, and Jordan didn't even have a chance to realize what was going on, and I just jumped and bailed out of his truck and started running towards Brody, and like I just wish I could unsee what I had to see. He got hit so hard, and there was no saving him. And I was a vet tech for 5 years. Nothing prepares you for having to see your own dog go through that. And I just collapsed, and thank the Lord no one was driving around that corner, because I didn't care. Like, I wasn't even paying attention. It was just like me, and I just wanted my dog back. These other men pulled over and blocked the road off, and Jordan chased me. He parked his car and chased me and just grabbed me before I collapsed on the ground, and then took me inside, and I just missed Brody. He was still breathing.
That's important.
He had to rush me inside while the other two men watched and made sure no one else came. And once I was inside, like, all I heard, I knew what was about to happen. And Jordan, like, all I heard was this truck rev its engine so loud from the bedroom I could hear it. And I know that's when the gunshot went off, and poor Jordan had to do that for Brody. So that
I couldn't even understand what she was saying.
So what she said was that, I know, because her crying voice, Kim Kardashian crying voice. What she just said is that her dog was breathing, right? But obviously suffering. He had just, someone had hit him. She went inside, like, inconsolable. She knew what was going to happen, she said. And her boyfriend, husband, whatever, revved the, like, engine of his truck really loud so she wouldn't have to hear the gunshot. And then they shot the dog and killed him.
Wait. Isn't it just him?
What do you mean? No, she said there was two other men, I guess, that stopped and like helped him or whatever. That is actually fucking psychotic. And I have to just say right now, especially if you were a vet tech or whatever, like, I'm sorry, if your dog's still breathing, you go to the vet. Like, who are you to put down and like, what are you, a rancher or something?
Especially if she's a vet tech, and she says, and I agree that like nothing prepares you for seeing it with your own dog. Yes, I'm sure it's harder, but I don't think if you were a vet tech for 5 years, you would be inconsolable to the point that you then are letting your husband, like, I knew what was going to happen. If you knew that was going to happen, maybe you run outside and stop it before it does, because one, that's illegal, and two, you shouldn't be doing it.
Well, the thing is that she didn't want to stop it. Again, with like Nikki Philippi, it's just this weird, like, what do you mean you're shooting your dog as a means
like,
to
that's
fix this
not,
situation?
You're not allowed to do
like,
that.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Is like, you can't just go around shooting animals to put them out of their misery. Like, we literally cannot do. This is not a fucking Wild West movie. Like, it's so bizarre. But she was like kind of talking as if her boyfriend, partner, whatever, was like this brave soul for doing what he did. And I just find it all very disturbing. So that was a little fun addition. Then
we move into children.
Well, not quite.
Oh,
one more
great,
hump before we
great.
get there. So it was the other day, I think, on my For You page that I saw a video about Brittany Dawn helping, quote unquote,
Oh, the
a homeless man.
Yes.
Because if there's something that's, great about helping homeless people, it's filming it.
Well, I mean,
Am
she
I right?
just seems to think that she's helping in every scenario. So, knowing going into this, because I did read an article that kind of summarized all of her achievements the last few years, I'm gonna vomit going into this, I think.
Yeah, so the song is
It's still up.
copywritten. Oh, this is literally her page?
Yes.
Okay, so she has this whole montage.
It's from is that April or is it
April
written
11, 2021, yeah. So in April 11, she posted a TikTok that says, a homeless man walked in our church last Sunday to tithe 15 cents. Little did he know what God would do for him next. Ruin his fucking life.
Wait, quick question from a non-religious person. What did he do? He went to
He tithed. So tithing is when you give money
to
to the church. Ugh, I just can't. Like, that's my least favorite part of like going to, I don't go to church anymore, but when I did, it would be like this like super meaningful message and then be like,
give us your money.
it always just felt like, girl, get that shit away
It's
from
like
me.
they accept it from the homeless people, really?
The thing is that in religion too, they make you think that giving money will bring back money. Like if you donate a certain percentage, like God will, deliver it tenfold and all that, yada, yada, whatever. But anyway,
Okay,
so
new word.
Yeah. So then the next slide, what is it? The PowerPoint? The next clip says, we searched all over to find him the next day and finally found him. And it's her husband. I assume that's her husband hugging him and he's like crying and super, thankful for their help. Then they take him to get a haircut and a hair wash. And they said, we took him to get a haircut, new clothes, food, and a new Bible and a safe hotel. Thank you for that. And of course, they film every single step of the way. Says, he has become part of our family and God is ministering to us daily through James in ways we didn't expect. Then they make him a GoFundMe. The source of every fuck up in history.
What is the title? Bless James's obedience?
What the fuck? I didn't see that.
I know that that's like a religious word too, but like, ooh.
My little brother was recently baptized and I watched it because it was like live streamed. I know, it's so weird. Anyway, when they did it, they like made him basically like swear obedience. And I found that strange. But you know what? To each their own. I mean, my little brother's super happy. And, I have religious family. To those of you, like when we speak about religion, you're like, you guys are hating on religion. Like some of the people I love most in my life are very, very religious or have strong faith, I should say. But the whole obedience thing of religion is
It's just a
icky.
weird term to...
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, so Jordan Nelson, which is her partner, is the one who organized the fundraiser, okay? Their goal was only $7,500, but they raised over $20,000. That is a life-changing amount of money for someone who's fucking homeless, okay? So then it shows a bunch of happy montages, and this fucking pisses me off so bad. The last slide is them together it gives like, when you go to ministry in like Africa and take pictures with the kids, like it's giving that. They're like smiling so big and just be like, look what we did. But it says, James, you could say we helped save your life, but the truth is you forever changed ours. And the song playing in the background is How to Save a Life. James never got any of that money. So now I want to say these are alleged because this is a whole lot of...
I was just going to say, not to say that I'm expecting the most from Brittany Dawn and her husband, but do we have proof that
No.
that
So
happened?
I don't know Johnny. Is that his name? Johnny? I don't know him.
James,
my bad. I don't know James, but a lot of this is alleged and like speculation and digging people have done on like Reddit and TikTok and stuff like that. So I don't want to say Brittany Dawn scammed this man. I do think she did, but allegedly, right? We gotta like protect
But
ourselves.
we do not have proof that this actually happened.
Yeah, we don't have proof other than that she sucks.
I found James. Okay, so I can't explain how yet. I'm waiting to hear back from him. I did send him a message because I do want to know the truth. So this is what I messaged him literally minutes ago. Hopefully we hear a response back. Hi, James.
Hi.
Hey, I'm...
Hello.
Is it okay if I record this for the people who don't think it's you?
Okay.
Awesome. Well, you look different now, which is why people are... Well, and your Facebook account is new, so people will think that, like, I made it, or, so they just wanted proof that it was you. They all have been dying to hear from you for the past, like, year, so...
I don't even know. I was kept in the dark on everything. Yeah, can you explain, like, after you got out of rehab, kind of what happened? It technically is a halfway house, right? Is where it was?
Yeah, the Alpha House?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went there, and then when I was in there, my sister moved to Ohio. She let me stay with her after I graduated.
And you tried to reach out to, I know you tried to reach out to Cruz before you were done at the halfway house, and then after that, did you...
Yeah, we still talk on Facebook, me and Cruz.
You and Cruz do. Okay.
I still talk to Jordan because I didn't want to deal with money. I didn't know there was this whole account. I didn't know any of that. So I thought he was doing it out of his pocket. I wasn't sure. And then everybody showed me that there was like a fundraiser. And
you had no idea about that they were funding for you and that you were supposed to get that money.
Yeah, I found out later. They were talking to my family, but never got any. I guess they wanted receipts and all that for how much was there and what's accounted for. And they're having problems with that.
As far as we can see, yeah, it was $25,000 was raised for you. And from what you say, you only got $6,000. So we're trying to figure out what happened to the rest of that and hold them accountable because what they did is not okay.
Okay, so I found James and this was his response. So now we know he only received a portion. Let's demand the rest of his money to him. I think he deserves that, as it was his money.
They sent him to rehab to get, on his feet. Uh-huh. Now, that was what that money was supposedly gonna help towards. Send this man to rehab, let's help him get back on his feet, all that stuff. Now, when people looked further into it, they say that the rehab he was sent to was a free Christian one. That's what a lot of people are saying. That it's
so
not
it didn't
actually
cost the $25,000 that they had raised.
That's what they're saying. Now they say when he got out of rehab is when he found out about the money that was raised for him, and when he tried to contact Brittany about it, he was blocked. That's what people are saying. Now personally, I feel like that's a really big allegation.
I do have to question where that came from because how the fuck would anyone know that?
Well, I mean, people on the internet know a lot of things, but I hear you. My only thing is if you have such a big allegation against you and you're being sued from the state of Texas, clear it up, sister. If you can, do. If people are right now accusing you of fraud to this homeless man, just clear it up. Be no, he got all the money. What are you guys talking about? And show the receipts and that's it.
Yeah.
And she hasn't.
The fact that she hasn't is a little sketchy for sure.
Because she has a really bad reputation and she does need all the help she can get. So I feel if she didn't do anything shady in this, scenario, she would. But then also people are realizing that, I think 4 or 5 months later, she got married, had this big wedding. People are thinking she used the money for that. Listen, it's not the first we've all heard of GoFundMe scams.
No,
this happens all the time.
It just is a very big allegation, and to not know where it came from.
That's the last detour until we get to her foster mom era. Do you wanna hit it?
Should I just read that article?
Pretty much, because I feel like that gives a good preface.
Okay. So the first article that came up when I Googled Brittany Dawn into her current controversy, which is it's Centennial Beauty. Brittany Dawn foster baby controversy explained. It gives a brief history of her past controversies, which is why I was somewhat familiar, but not completely familiar. Definitely missed the dog thing. But then we get to, guess what? She's also faced criticism for spreading conspiracy theories, including some QAnon ideas.
I think she checked every box.
Are you surprised? Okay, so we get to an Instagram photo that she posted October 23rd of this year, so not too long ago. This is 2 months ago. She captions it, "This weekend our moms threw us the most beautiful foster care shower." Okay, we don't even get through the full first sentence before Jessi and I were like, huh?
You said what kind of shower?
I've never heard of that. I mean, I guess if you've never had kids, you wouldn't have any kid stuff, but also if you didn't know what kind of foster child you were getting, what age would you be preparing for too?
Oh, you think that's what it is, just to get supplies and stuff?
I guess. What were you thinking as? Just attention?
Oh, yeah, to have that, because everything I'm getting from this is giving she wants to be the actual mom, the biological mom type of vibes. It's she's trying to capture that energy, which foster moms are, moms to a certain extent, but there needs to be the understanding that there is another human being who has birthed this kid who's really hurting one way or another on the other end of it. Yeah. And the point of foster families like 90% of the time is reunification. So it's like this bullshit, like cosplaying as a foster mom and being like, let's do a foster shower. I find that a little weird, but I don't know if it's normal to do that. So if it is, my bad.
And then that in the next sentence, we'll continue. She says, this weekend our moms threw us the most beautiful foster care shower, and I'm struggling to put into words of how much it meant to us in the middle of navigating loss and heartbreak from our miscarriage. So the fact that they are then tying this back into them losing their own child. So it does very much seem like she is trying to replace that experience now with that, which like it says our moms through it. Maybe she had nothing to do with any of this and it was a complete surprise. Or maybe we're judging too hard.
Okay.
But the Lord is doing such a beautiful thing. What? Beauty from ashes. Watching our loved ones celebrate this new season of life with us was surreal. And now I'm typing this as I sit in our freshly painted baby nursery. Again, couldn't you get like a 10-year-old foster child?
You can, okay, I think you can set preferences with like certain agencies or like whatever.
Babies though, like I feel like that's like not super common.
Well, I know, I think her name is Them Hoffers on TikTok, and she's like a foster mom. She's amazing and super sweet and super respectful and like shares a lot of like education about, you know, fostering and stuff. She just got a newborn baby, and I think she's had like 3 in the last like 2 years or something. So I think it does happen. What I will say is that if you had the intention of fostering multiple kids, I don't know why you would make a nursery. Like I feel like if you have a newborn, you would just put like a bassinet by your bed type of thing and a changing table, and then have an extra room for any, you know, foster kid of any age that might come by. But I don't know their situation or their preference. Maybe they set it to newborn only. I don't know.
I get like, doesn't it
like
seem strange to have a newborn baby nursery and then like, but without knowing what I don't know.
I think so, yeah. I mean, let's keep going, but I think the whole general issue that a lot of people have with this is that she is trying very hard to be like, I'm the mom, like I'm the, you know, like very, very.
Well, it's like I couldn't be the mom this way, so this is how I'm gonna do it my way. But it's like, what?
And fostering is even more selfless and more work than being a mom. Like I truly feel like if you want to do it right, you know that you're gonna have to love that kid like your own, and you're gonna have to let it go after that. Like that's really fucking hard. That's what Them Hoffers like talks about. So Brittany just like, I don't know, this is just a weird
all
vibe,
of it
but anyway,
seems a little unorthodox, if you will.
Yeah.
She says, we don't know what the future holds, but I know who holds it, and who is capitalized because she is referring to God.
Yeah.
Walking through loss has made us realize how much love we have to give. In just a matter of weeks, we will be opening our home with one goal, that every foster child, see, and there she says foster child, not baby, that every foster child that is placed within the Nelson household will encounter a love they've never known. Thank you, Lord, for what you are doing and continue to do in the middle of our mourning. You are a good and faithful Father. I'm sure he checks Instagram.
That is definitely a poopy face.
Someone got this TikTok and was, well, I think it was one of the comments that was like, oh yeah, the leather jacket just makes this video a lot funnier. Because she's like literally caring for a newborn, rocking the newborn, doing bottles, all wearing a leather jacket in her house. Girl, get out of here.
Who's Serena Joy?
Serena Joy.
Someone said it's giving big Serena Joy energy.
Who is Serena Joy?
I'll Google it.
Like that name rings a bell.
Oh, Handmaid's Tale.
Oh my God. Of course. I'm like, how the fuck did I not get that? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, blessed be the fruit. Fuck.
Just because we didn't give birth, we can't breastfeed, and our title is foster moms, doesn't mean that foster moms aren't moms too.
Like, I just feel like that's such a weird thing to defend. Like, you just started.
Clearly, if you're being a foster mom, like, you know that you're doing something good. I don't think we need the TikTok clapbacks.
That's the thing, too, is like, Them Hoffers, I keep going back to her because she's like, someone asked, like, oh, do your foster kids call you mom? And she's like, they call me whatever the hell they want to call me. Like, if they want to call me Miss Cindy, they want to call me mom. Like, I don't care. As long as they're comfortable, they're happy, they're loved. And like, that is someone who like loves those fucking kids and like literally sends them back with like books of like memories and stuff for the parent to have and stuff. This girl just started and she's already here like, I'm a mom too. I changed that. It's like, girl, she just gives me really weird fucking energy. But there was someone who stitched this and I don't know how to search stitches. TikTok, how do you search stitches? Oh, I think it's this one.
If you support this creator, I want you to hear me out for a second. Somewhere out there is a mother that just gave birth to the child in this video. She's probably still bleeding, still hurting all over, still exhausted from labor, pumping or trying to get her milk to dry up, possibly dealing with postpartum anxiety or depression, all while trying to heal herself so she can have her baby back. While this lady is posting that mother's child all over social media to thousands of followers, making money from posting her child, talking about how she is the mother to this child and that it was God's plan for her to be the mother to this child, posting about how she's dreading this child going back to its mom, when reunification should always be the goal of foster care. There are just so many red flags going on with this creator right now, and my heart is broken for this baby and its mother.
Well, here's the thing. I'm looking at the comments, and people are saying, like, what's not sitting right. Because as I'm talking about it, I'm like, fuck, but she is fostering a kid. You know, that's a nice thing to do. Like, you know, but really, it's the feel... Guts never off, okay? Vibrations. It doesn't feel right because what she's doing is making it, number one, her personality now. She's a foster parent, whatever, which is well known. You're not allowed to show the face of foster kids. But as someone who has kids, and I've been through the newborn stage and all that stuff, during that stage, like even now, I don't want to set the camera up across the room while I'm trying to rock my kid to sleep or like anything like that, even if it's to prove a point. It's just a weird thing to do. It's very calculated and it may not seem calculated, but it feels like an accessory situation. It feels like she's literally treating this child as like, look, this is my thing. This is my new thing now.
Honestly, if you go back and look at my videos and pictures and stuff, like I don't have, especially videos, I don't even have videos of Max when he is a puppy because that felt uncomfortable to me. I was like, am I exploiting that I adopted this dog? And that's a puppy. So I cannot fathom doing that for much less, like, this isn't even an adopted child. Yeah. This is a foster child. And I think what a lot of people, myself included, because until we really started this conversation, I'll admit I didn't really think of it like that fostering children is not fostering kids with no parents. That's not the majority of foster children. And when I think a lot of people do think the term foster children, you think of basically
like Annie in an orphanage.
I hope that this isn't bad. But yeah, I was going to say you think of orphan. You don't think of children that have parents that just aren't really deemed suitable to be their parent right now, but can be in the future. And it gives me goosebumps because that's so sad that she is very much not treating this, it seems, as like I'm the temporary caregiver while the mother gets the help. Like, I don't know the statistics behind it, but how many mothers like that want to remain the mother afterwards? This isn't just like I gave my baby up for grabs situation.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, if you really think about it from the way that she's phrasing it, like there's a mother still literally bleeding from birthing this kid. Just to know that you have such a big platform and it is very plausible that the mother of this child would see that and acting as if like, oh, I'm their mom. Like if I had to see, first of all, I wouldn't want my kid shown at all, even if it's their foot or their fucking hand. Like it's like, that's my fucking kid. You're supposed to be just taking care of him until I get better. But if I had to, number one, the leather jacket would just make me furious. Like I would be like, my kid's like fucking rubbing up like against that shit. Like I would have been so mad. But besides that, just using it as like a comeback and being like, well, I change diapers and I do this. Like I would prefer someone like them Hoffers. The only time someone like them Hoffers uses, you know, or has the kid in a TikTok, it's like to show how to use a wrap that she made herself for like plus size people, or like how to make this bottle, how to do that. Like it's very like not trying to be like, I'm so good at this. It's just like,
it's not exploiting the baby. It's using them as just a way
literally
to show.
Like I would be so furious watching this, which although my first, like I was grossed out at first, but then I was like, oh, but she's doing a nice thing. And now I'm back to no, fuck you. Like, this is not right.
It's a mix. It's like, same with, I mean, it goes back to a lot of like homeless people stuff. If you're helping them, does that negate, does you filming it negate that help that you're giving? I don't think completely necessarily, and it depends on the situation probably, but this just feels
yeah. And I think that everything that Brittany has done, it is weird, and she is not a great person. This is not the last we're gonna hear of Brittany Dawn. Like, I feel like she's just a problematic motherfucker.
We didn't mention though yet that by November, so I guess she later said that they registered to be foster parents through an agency in January of 2022 after an enlightening experience at church. By November, Brittany was putting a stroller together and installing a car seat in preparation for the foster child in need that will be on the way soon.
What?
Then she claimed that her mother-in-law had planned a foster care shower for her and her husband. Brittany posted that they became legal foster parents in the state of Texas on November 30th. On December 12th, they shared that they were placed with a baby. Brittany has since posted several videos with the newborn baby, including the one that I think you showed in that one, and refers to her experience as a foster mother as parenthood.
Wait. So you're saying, because we were scrolling through TikToks and we saw one where she was saying the baby's coming in like 2 hours.
Yeah.
That kind of gave the impression that she was similar to them Hoffers, where it would be like, and this has happened to her many times, where it's like, hey, we have a baby right now that needs emergency placement. Like, can you handle it?
Yeah, but they were
I thought that was
but
the
they
situation.
were prepping for it for months.
That's my thing. So what do you mean? Is this a Juno situation?
If you guys aren't familiar, I had to just like rack my brain really quick. It's like, what happens in Juno? That it's like a teen mom, but I don't think they would refer to it in that situation. It wasn't like a foster situation.
Yeah, that would be adopting.
So this, they're still very much referring to as adopting or as fostering, sorry. But what is interesting is that it continues in this article to say, both fans and critics have expressed serious concerns about how the couple acquired this child and their intentions behind fostering. Given how quickly they were able to become registered foster parents and how rare it is to be matched with a newborn baby, some have theorized that Brittany may have used the money from a GoFundMe that she set up in 2021. You guys, you remember the GoFundMe she set up for the homeless guy, for James?
No, oh my God.
Well, apparently, people think that maybe she used that money not on the wedding you discussed earlier, but instead to purchase the baby from a Christian organization that coerces mothers into giving up their children, which would be a Juno situation because it would be like moms that are young and single and unprepared, and this church is like, give your baby to this family that can take care of it.
But wouldn't that also be adopting, not fostering?
Yes, but maybe they're just saying fostering because you can't legally, I think, say that you bought the baby.
That would be so fucked if that's true.
So then it brings up the whole James thing, and it says, at the time, some felt that Brittany was exploiting this man to satisfy her own savior complex. Nevertheless, the GoFundMe for James raised over $25,000, and Brittany eventually shared that he was sent to the Alpha House in Ohio, a faith-based addiction treatment center that is free to the resident.
I told you.
Provided they can afford counseling fees according to the facility's website. So yeah, and she tagged this.
Not alleged?
No, she tagged this place. Oh yeah, so it links to the Alpha House. Free to you. Okay, but wait, back to the baby thing. Several TikTok users claiming to be nurses and social workers in Texas have also noted that in an ethical system, newborn babies rarely get placed with non-family members, especially first-time foster parents.
That makes sense to me. Like the first-time foster parent thing. And not to like be like invasive, but when did she have her miscarriage?
Probably not that soon before. And I feel like that would come into like, they have to have like mental health kind of checks and stuff.
Yeah, I think there's a whole process and it's very long and not a lot of people can kind of pass it. And what's crazy to me is that she got approved despite her being sued by the state of Texas. She's under a lot of scrutiny for her scams. Mm-hmm. Like, how the fuck did this woman get approved to be a foster parent?
Exactly. And then additional doubt has been raised as why they would choose her to foster. While the point of foster care is to look after the child until reunification with the birth parents can hopefully occur, Brittany has already posted about the heartbreak she would feel if they ever got that phone call and have to say goodbye.
You know what, bitch? No.
And then there's comments that this article has referenced, and it's people going, that phone call should be the most anticipated and best part. That means the child gets to go back to the family who gets to do everything right for them.
And it doesn't mean that you're not allowed to be sad when it happens, because obviously you're a human being and you care about a child as if it's your own, and then you let it go home, and that's really hard. But the fact that you're already anticipating that when a mother just had to say goodbye to her kid.
Exactly.
for him to be there. Like, it's just so fucked, and it just gives really icky vibes. It doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel like it's from her heart. And honestly, like, I don't feel like, especially in this day and age, with how social media is so easy to access everything, I don't feel like influencers like Brittany should ever be allowed to be foster parents if they're gonna exploit or talk about the process or situation.
Or
like
at the very
does.
least, I would think that would be a red flag to the people approving them. It's like you would
Right.
do a little research, and only 2 seconds of research shows that this one is not maybe the best one to be picking.
Maybe we shouldn't choose the lady whose crazy partner shot their
Right?
dog. 'Cause
Like,
he got hit
wouldn't
by a
that be like,
car.
maybe
Like,
there's
that's
a
a
few
red
red flags
flag
on this one?
And then you have a lot of fucking really good people who, because they're not like millionaires, don't get to fucking foster kids. It's all ridiculous. And I feel like the system obviously is very broken, and she just gives me really horrible ministry trip
I mean,
vibes.
if she fucking bought this baby,
I will lose it.
Again, that is an unfounded allegation. We don't know if that is true.
Allegedly.
But
please.
fucking
We do not have
shit,
money to be sued.
Brittany, if you bought that baby,
I swear,
fuck?
we're coming for your ass. If you guys know more about the situation, please let us know, because we do be lost. We do be lost trying to figure out what's going on.
figuring it out as we go.
And that usually doesn't work out for us. And there's people like, you missed the most important part. We're like, sorry. But I think we got
I was
most
gonna
of
say,
it.
this
It's
one
just
I feel like at
don't-
least we're on the right track. Yeah. Oh, and then we were just as a nice little endpoint to revisit our good friend Andrew Tate.
Disgusting. Why?
Did you not? You didn't really respond to any of my texts about it. Did you not see them?
Lily, I've been on my deathbed.
I kept sending them, and she just didn't really acknowledge them. But that Greta.
Oh, right.
How do you?
Yeah,
I don't know how you
yeah.
say it. Is it
Thunberg?
Is it? I think you say it differently. It's like Thunberg.
Greta Thunberg.
I don't know how to say it. I'm gonna fuck it up either way. But good old Greta, who is trying to save the world from global warming.
Yeah.
You'll probably remember her from when she was like 13. Well, she's 19.
When she said,
now.
"How dare you?" Remember that speech?
Yes. We need more of her in the world, I believe.
Yeah,
but,
she has tremendo fucking cojones.
Seeing how she has aged, it's just like, oh, well done, Greta. So our good friend Andrew Tate, as far as I know, it's only like a 1 or 2 exchange conversation. This isn't like a ongoing thing. I don't know what fueled his initial tweet to her, but it's him tweeting her saying, "Hello, Greta Thunberg. I have 33 cars. My Bugatti has a W60, blah, 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 blah. My 2 Ferrari 812 he's like listing the engines because he's a fucking tool. And then he goes, "This is just the start. Please provide your email address so I can send a complete list of my car collection and their respective enormous emissions." And then he has a picture of him putting gas in one of his cars.
Hey, bro, take this picture of me really quick.
Literally, someone responded to it and was like, "Hey, take this picture so I can do a sick burn to this 19-year-old girl on Twitter." But then our girl Greta says, "Yes, please do enlighten me. Email me at smalldickenergy@getalife.com."
She does have a lot of balls for a 19-year-old.
Oh, hi, Lily here. We wanted to film an actual update, but it's New Year's, so we were a little busy. But anyway, there's been a new development with our good friend Andrew Tate. And, well, long story short, he has been arrested by the Romanian police and is being detained for 30 days. We'll get to those details in a sec. How did this all happen, though, and why is Greta to thank for it? Well, as we had said, Greta responded to his original tweet, and apparently that rubbed him the wrong way. Not to mention, it seems like he has some kind of maybe humiliation kink, because he kept the conversation going and responded with this.
Release some greenhouse gases. I'm obviously a stranger to online controversy. It's not something I often do. But now, the mainstream press is commenting on the fact that I was informing Greta that my very extensive car collection with internal combustion engines, which run on dead dinosaurs, have an enormous emission profile. And she replied by telling me her own email address. Greta's email address is, "I have small dick energy." Why would that be your own email address, Greta? Strange. I mean, obviously I don't want to assume her gender. It's 50-50, but it is what it is. I'm not actually mad at Greta. Please bring me pizza and make sure that these boxes are not recycled. Thank you. So I'm not actually mad at Greta, right? Because she doesn't realize she's been programmed. She doesn't realize she's a slave of the Matrix. She thinks she's doing good. Someone has sat her down and convinced her to try and convince you to beg your government to tax you into poverty to stop the sun from being hot. And then, because I called her out on it, the global Matrix got this bot farm to like and retweet and all this bot commenting to try and pretend that her telling me that she has a small dick in her own email address somehow teaches me a lesson. Welcome to a new episode of The Clown Show. But now I know, at least, that Greta, with her little hate-filled face, bitter, sitting somewhere without the heating on, in the cold, little hat, shivering, views my tweets, which is going to make my Twitter account far more fun into eternity.
You know, there's so many weird things in this video we could focus on, but for right now, for the sake of time, we're just gonna hone in on this little weird pizza delivery he gets halfway through, which, ironically, he never even opens the pizza box, so I really don't understand why he felt this was necessary to do, because it ended up being the key to his downfall. Because along with the rest of the internet, apparently the Romanian police also saw this video, and they were like, hey, that says Jerry's Pizza on that box, and plot twist, apparently Jerry's Pizza is a Romanian pizza chain. So that was all they needed to be like, hey, he's in Romania, let's go get him. And the Romanian police went and raided 4 properties and then arrested Andrew Tate, his brother, and 2 Romanian women. And they're all going to be held for the next 30 days. Originally, it was actually only 24 hours, but then the prosecutor was like, hey, can we get an extension there while we keep investigating? And the court was like, yes, absolutely. So now he's being detained for 30 days and... Full disclosure though, I actually don't think it's been confirmed that it was actually this pizza box that was, you know, the key to unlocking his location. If it really was, he's possibly the dumbest person ever because, again, he didn't even open it. So what was the point of including it in the video? I don't understand. Then again, I don't understand a lot of things about Andrew Tate. Anyway, I don't even think I mentioned this whole investigation, which, by the way, has been going on since April. It's all surrounding suspicions of human trafficking and forming an organized crime group. So there's that. But of course, if you ask his followers, they'll tell you it's actually the Matrix that is responsible for this. Actually, if you ask him, he says that.
The only thing I will say I don't like about being banned is that you get 3 lives when you attack powerful people. They first ban you and try and shut you up. Secondly, they'll put you in jail for something you didn't do. And thirdly, they'll kill you. So I've used my first life.
The Matrix has attacked me.
There you have it. This is obviously not true. It's not like he's talked about all of these topics in past interviews and pretty much admitted to all of it. Oh wait, he did do that.
This is probably 40% of the reason I moved to Romania, because in Eastern Europe, none of this garbage flies. You ever go to the police and say it raped me back in 1988, so we should have done something about it then. You go to the police and say rape me, yes, and say, okay, if you got physical evidence, or is there CCTV proof? Where'd it happen? Okay, let's go interview him right now. And if it wasn't really rape, we went to the club, we got drunk, she agreed to go back to my house, we started having sex, and then we carried on having sex, and then we had sex and she didn't say anything wrong, and then she texted me afterwards, and I didn't text back, and now she's saying I raped her. The police are like, okay, she's an idiot, bye. But no, not in the West. In the West, you can tell them that exact story, you're still fucked. You're fucked in the West. People say, why in Romania? And I explain my 5 reasons. One of them is the Me Too era. They go, oh, well, you're a rapist. I say, no, I'm not a fucking rapist. But I like the idea of being able to just say to do what I want. I like being free. I found this little webcam thing, and I was like, this might be some money. So I text all my girlfriends, I think it was 5 of them. Well, Tristan will tell you the story, he'll tell you. All 5 flew in, picked them all up, they're all sitting there, I sat around the same table. And I was like, look, we're gonna start a webcam business, you're gonna stay here, you're gonna live in London, I'm gonna look after you, and we're gonna get rich. We're gonna be a team. And they're all like, well, who's this bitch? I'm like, she's my girlfriend, she's my girlfriend, she's my girlfriend, you're all my chicks. And you're gonna stay here, and we're gonna make some money. Big fight kicks off, blah, 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 blah. 3 left, 2 stayed. Those are my first 2 girls, and we started this little webcam business from my apartment, and it just grew and grew and grew, and it got to the point where at one point I had 75 women working for me in 4 locations. And I was doing $600,000 a month. This is in the UK, so but this leads into the story of why I moved to Romania. So at the height of my webcam pimping, I think I'm the king of the world, right? I have all these women, da-da-da. But the problem is, my first 2 girls who worked for me because they loved me. I love this man, from the ghetto streets to the hotel suites. So we're working together, but then once you get bigger, you start hiring girls who don't love you. They're in it for the money. And then I had one girl, and she got too drunk one day, and she threw up in my apartment. I told her to clean up. She refused to clean up, started being an idiot. So I took her stuff, threw out the window. You never hit a girl, right? Can't do that. But if all the other girls see me be disrespected, they're gonna lose respect for me. Facts. Right? And she was my biggest earning girl. She made me on her own maybe $25,000 a month. Oh shit. So I didn't want to fire her, and she knew I didn't want to fire her, which is more reason why I had to fire her ass. Caught her by her 2 arms and marched her out the door, locked the door, end of it. She starts texting me, you owe me my last month's wages, you owe me my money, give me my money. Did I text her back? I ain't paying you nothing, you threw up my blah, 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 blah. She went to the police. Oh shit. And told the police I hit her. 4 months later, 5 in the morning, 4 months later, I'm laying in bed. I heard the door, boom, 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 boom. And I don't know how I knew. I just knew it was police. But I didn't know what it was for, right? But there's a few things I can't say in the podcast. I've lived a varied life. I've done some things when I had to pay the bills. I like flush my phone down the toilet quickly. Come in! So I'm trying to hide shit. With all these chicks just stuck in their house, sitting there bored, completely in love with me. And of course, they don't go out. They're not allowed out. I don't even have to fuck you. Forget the sex part. That's a distraction. My dick can stay in my pants. I'll just start beating the shit out of you. How about that? We walk in the bedroom. I start kicking your ass. No sex. No sex involved. But you cry then. Here's a little move. When I grab you by your neck and you start annoying me, trying to resist, and I just passports, man. If I fuck up and England wants me in jail, I can fly on a Nigerian passport, or an American, or an English, or a Polish, or an Estonian. I have so many passports. What, are you gonna block them all? They can't stop me traveling. There's always a passport I can pull out. There's always a driver's license I can pull out. If you ban one of them.
Okay, though, seriously, jokes aside, quick question. Who is the Matrix in this theory? Are we still talking about, like, the global elite? Is Ellen involved? Or is that a different conspiracy universe? Like, is the Matrix a group of people? Are they people? Is it the Illuminati? Is it just like, are we just doing a name shift, but it's same kind of group? Or is this based on the movie, The Matrix? Like, do I need to have seen The Matrix to understand what world we're living in here? Is it really weird that I haven't seen The Matrix? Probably. Anyway, I'm just very confused and want to understand. So if anyone could sound off in the comments and explain this whole Matrix narrative, I would be very appreciative. Anyway, in regards to the validity of all the claims being made against him and the allegations, it is worth noting, as I said earlier, this investigation has been going on since April. And do you want to know what else happened in April? He was raided for the first time for the exact same thing. So, I mean, this whole Matrix narrative, it's fun and great, but it seems like Romanian police don't believe it and they think there's something else going on. And I don't know, it seems like maybe they wouldn't waste the last year if these were completely baseless. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But otherwise, I think that pretty much covers it. Definitely didn't have Greta Thunberg taking down Andrew Tate on my 2022 bingo card.
How dare you!
But you know, here we are. So, update on my update, I just Googled it, and it turns out this whole, like, pizza box narrative, that was the key that led Romanian authorities to raid Tate's property. Yeah, unfortunately, as I assumed, that isn't the case, and the authorities actually told the New York Times that that was not the case. So, fun narrative, but turns out it just happened to be a coincidence that honestly really worked out in favor of Greta. You can't pay for that type of PR. But anyway, I guess at the end of the day, does it really matter why the human trafficker gets arrested as long as he does? I'm gonna go with no. I will leave you with one final tweet from Greta, who definitely is kind of taking credit for this regardless. But following the arrest, she tweeted out, "That's what happens when you don't recycle your pizza boxes." Which obviously I also take as her admitting that she is the leader of the Matrix. More on that next week. Back to us in the past.
Anyway, I'm gonna go die in my bed with the
Thank
flu.
you so much for joining us and getting out of bed for this couple hours.
My pleasure. Yeah, this was a good one. I had fun talking about pickles and Brittany Dawn.
Well, I mean, you know you love your TikTok scandals.
I do.
But let us know if there's anything else going on that we missed, and if there's any information specifically from any of these stories that we missed, because we don't have it all, but we'd love to see more.
Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and Happy New Year.
I was gonna say, when does this go up? Happy New Year.
Fuck, it comes up on the 1st.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh,
should we
film a new intro?
Yeah.
We'll be a little more upbeat. Okay. Well, I mean, so let's end this one. Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year. We love you. See you next Sunday. Bye.